LiteRider Troubleshooting Scenario 1. Turn the key to the on position and no power. Put the key into the key switch and turn to the on position. There is no power to the control panel. The horn does not work and the DC battery voltage meter does not work. Battery voltage travels from the batteries through the controller and the key switch. This test will verify that there is battery voltage at the batteries, the controller, the main harness, and the key switch. Make sure that the freewheel lever is in the engaged position. Rotate the seat 90 degrees. Remove the battery pack. Note: make sure that the batteries are fully charged and connected properly. Refer to the battery connection diagram in the service manual. If the batteries are not fully charged and connected properly, then voltage measurements may produce faulty readings. Measure voltage across pin 1 and pin 3 on the battery pack to get total battery voltage, which is approximately 25 volts DC. If the batteries will not charge, see the Scenario 2 Batteries Will Not Charge video. Set your multimeter to measure at least 24 volts DC. Measure voltage across contact 1 and contact 3 of the battery pack. If the voltage is approximately 24 volts DC or battery voltage, then go to the next step. If the voltage is more than 16 volts DC, then try to recharge the batteries, load test and replace if necessary. If the battery voltage is 0 volts DC, then fast forward to time code 345. Pull up on the seat release lever and remove the seat. Remove the floor basket. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the rear floor mat. Reinstall the battery pack. Measure voltage across 5C and 5D on the power harness. If the voltage is approximately 24 volts DC or battery voltage, then go to the next step. If the battery voltage is 0 volts DC, then fast forward to time code 420. Measure voltage across pin 7 and pin 13 on the 14-pin main harness connector. If the voltage is approximately 24 volts DC or battery voltage, then go to the next step. If the voltage is approximately 0 volts DC, then replace the controller. See the controller replacement video. Lock the tiller. Use a small slotted screwdriver to gently pry off the control panel cover. Make sure that the screwdriver goes into the slot on the control panel cover. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the 4 screws that fasten the control panel to the tiller. Disconnect the control panel from the main harness and the throttle pot. Measure voltage across pin 3 and pin 8 on the 8-pin main harness connector. If the voltage is approximately 24 volts DC or battery voltage, then replace the control panel. See the control panel replacement video. If the voltage is approximately 0 volts DC, then replace the main harness. See the main harness replacement video. Check the circuit breaker and battery harness for continuity. Open the battery pack. Check continuity across contact 3 on the battery pack and the negative terminal on the battery harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. Check continuity across contact 1 on the battery pack and the positive wire on the battery harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. Check continuity across the 2 terminals of the circuit breaker. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. If either the circuit breaker or the battery harness is open, then replace as necessary. Check the power harness for continuity. Check continuity across 5C and contact 3 of the power harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. Check continuity across 5D and contact 2 on the power harness. The measurements should be 10 ohms or less. If there is an open, then replace the power harness.